And what's up guys, CB here. Today we're back with another video, and today we are taking a look at the brand new ban list that's coming into effect on February 5th. So, if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure you hit that like button down below, and let's get right into it. I'm partially excited. Alright, I'll admit it. I've seen the ban list. I've had my thoughts. I've talked about it with some people, but now we're gonna do like my official looking over it and giving you guys my opinion. Alright, so, for, just in case you don't know, a lot of shit was banned. So, start things off, we got Blackwing Gofu the Vague Shadow as our first banned card. I think this is warranted. I really like Gofu as a card, and it makes me sad because if you guys didn't know, I really like Blackwings themselves as a deck. So, it makes me kind of sad that Blackwings can't then use this for easy links, but it is what it is. I mean, we all saw this coming at one point. I'm not surprised. And also, same with Dandelion. Like, one of the big memes in the community was like, Mathematician, effect, send Dandelion, create tokens, create Jasmine, tribute Mathematician, special summon Lonefire. It just creates... Dandelion caused a lot of link spans and contributed to the planned FTK, so I'm kind of glad Konami hit that before it got to the TCG, and it could become worse. Double Iris Magician, I'm kind of sad about this, mainly because Pendulum Magicians weren't able to see their full power. Hitting Double Iris to 0 really drops the consistency of the deck. It basically doesn't allow you to have a really efficient search for your Time Pendulum Graph and your Star Pendulum Graph. And so now the only way to search those cards is Duelist Alliance, and that's not searchable, so that's kind of frustrating. This really does hit Pendulum Magicians in such a hard way, but I kind of find it interesting that Konami sees that this card is such a threat, and obviously Star Pendulum Graph gives you so much advantage, but I understand this. I'm not a huge fan of it, considering I wanted to play Pendulum Magicians with Electromite. I'm glad I haven't bought Electromite yet for this reason, but it is what it is, so whatever. Next, Level Eater. Definitely glad they're hitting this early. I'm not a fan of the Level Eater link spam that this can do, and I think this is honestly a better hit than Link Karibo itself. As you know, Link Karibo is actually available for tournament use soon, I think, if not today. But I'm really glad they hit Level Eater just to stop kind of degenerate link spamming. So yeah. And then we got Maxi banned. Maxi is finally banned. If you guys don't know where I sit in this argument, I kind of was on the side of Max. I don't know. I was indecisive. I was like, Maxi is at 1, okay, but then I also would have been fine with it being banned or at 3. So I'm kind of glad that Konami's made up its mind and it's like, alright, we're putting this at banned. Now, there is a possibility that Maxi could come back, because with the reprint of Cyframe Gear Gamma and Designator from the Grave, that stops Maxi in its tracks from being able to get advantage or basically lock your opponent out. So we have a possibility of seeing Maxi at maybe 3 like the OCG. I highly doubt it, but it's a possibility. Next, Perform Pal Skullcrabat Joker, again, just another hit to Pendulum Magicians, really shutting off the consistency of the deck. And what's kind of sad is that hitting Joker to ban, basically, it not only stops Pendulum Magician from being very consistent, but it also stops decks like Performapal, Odd Eyes. Now, I know those decks aren't really they're not competitive decks at all, but just hitting Joker really hurts the consistency of those low tier decks, and I'm kind of sad about that. I think it would have been fine if it was at 1, but I don't know. I'm kind of sad about it. Oh well, we'll have to figure this out. Rip Construct. Oh, here, let's pay our respects. Rest in peace Stratos, rest in peace Shuret, rest in peace Construct, and rest in peace Dang Doodle. Alright, we paid our respects. Let's keep going. Okay. Next, Cleefort Towers is back at 1. Okay. Let's talk about this. I never played in a time where Cleefort Towers was not banned. I vaguely know about the card. What I do know is that basically if you guys aren't really familiar with the card as well, basically, or if you've heard this analogy, it kind of explains why the card's so good. When a card is described as towers, it basically means it's just unaffected by your opponent's stuff, and it generally means it's really good. Now the only thing I kind of am not so excited about this is that we will have to resort to more kaiju-based strategies to taking out a Qliphort towers. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of monsters that are like immune to stuff, and I know I said that, and I know I was going on about like Quintet Magician and how good that was, but even then, it's like to be honest, if I had to battle like Quintet Magician in a duel, I'd be really annoyed because it can't be destroyed by card effects, and it's a 4,500 attack monster, and so having a Qliphort towers back, I guess that's good to help boost Qliphorts with Qliphort Genius also being out, but I don't think it will be enough to make Qli's a meta choice. It could be a rogue variant, but who knows. Grinder Golem, I'm glad they're hitting that they put this at 1. It's kind of just hitting is just the same thing as Gofu, honestly. It creates such good link advantage, and honestly, Grinder Golem creates more advantage than Gofu in my opinion. So being able to hit Grinder Golem preemptively, I think is good. So once by the time, because we have Akashik now, but by the time we get to Security Dragon, I think then Grinder Golem will become more of a problem, but I'm glad we're taking care of it now while we can. Performance Damage Juggler, I think this is really cool to have this back, having some old stuff, just because it's an older card from like Pepe and such, and I don't know, I don't think we'll be seeing this as much. It can be used as a hand trap to stop damage, so I guess that's good against Trickstar, but it's limited, so it's like, you're rarely gonna see it. I think if anything, this is gonna be like a Brilliant Fusion target, where you can send it to the graveyard and then get a monster off of banishing through Damage Juggler's banishing effect. So I think that's where it could be used. Yeah, I don't know. I'm iffy about this. I'd be glad to try a couple of decks with this to see how it does. Oh well. Ooh, what? Fireball Dragon Limited. Yes, so we are following the OCG on this. The OCG did limit Fireball Dragon in their recent ban list, and I'm kind of glad we did too, because just having 3 Fireball Dragons, it just causes unhealthy link spam, and I'm kind of glad we hit this 2-1. And also, I kind of like I know it's like generic white, but in comparison to everything else, I kind of like what they're doing with links. We got Monster Reborn. Oh my god, we got this back. Alright, this is gonna be, this is something. let's talk about this. So, Monster Reborn has been banned for as long as I can remember. What makes it so good, you might ask, is that basically, you can target a monster in either player's graveyard and special summon it. So, you can see where what the problem is here. I think, I don't know, I feel this is one of those cards where we might have to watch over it to see if it causes any more problems in the upcoming future. I don't... It's a toughie. It's tough. It's a great card. OCG has it at 1, but it can be pretty game changing, because you could be beating your opponent and your opponent's like losing, and then they draw a Monster Reborn, resurrect the monster they need, and then totally flip the game. So I don't know. It's cool to see this back for nostalgia's sake, but it could be a real pain to deal with. Spiral Resort at 1. I bet we all kind of saw this coming. This really cuts down the consistency of spirals. With cards like Master Plan aren't really necessary anymore in Spiral, because if you have Resort on the field, you can't get Master Plan's Grave Search effect. So, I mean, and also with Terraforming at 3, I don't think this deck is dead. I don't think Spirals are dead, but they're definitely going to have to take it back, and they won't be as consistent as they used to be. Solemn Judgment is limited. Okay, I saw this today and I was like, this is scary. So now we have the entire Solemn Brigade back. We've got Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment. Let's think about this. What if a certain deck comes along that really likes trap cards, specifically counter trap cards? Solemn Judgment is a counter trap card. Guiding Ariadne in counter fairies basically allows you to activate counter traps and you don't have to pay any life points. Solemn Judgment requires you to pay half your life points. That is a really huge, I don't know. It kind of scares me thinking of this at 1 with counter fairies, and you're probably thinking, oh, but it's at 1, so if you use it, you can't get it back. False. For those who didn't know, there's the Parshath spell, I believe, which also counts as Sanctuary in the Sky, which allows you to recycle your counter traps into your deck, from your graveyard back into your deck. So this could be really interesting having this at 1. I don't know. I don't think it will make counter fairies a very strong deck, but what I do think is that it might be a bit scary in counter fairies. Semi-limited, nothing happened. Yeah, pretty much it. Unlimited, we got a lot of stuff here. So we got Artifact Moral Attack. Okay, cool. Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning is now at 3. I think that's pretty good. It's a great card, but I just don't think it would needed to be at 2 or like 1 like it used to be. Card Trooper is at 3. Oh my god. Dupe Troop is back. Pull out your Card Troopers, pull out your machine duplications, cause it's back. This will really benefit 60 card decks that just want to mill, and so expect to see Card Trooper popping in some decks. Thunder King Ryo's at 3. I think it's really interesting to see it at 3 because I think with stuff like Altergeist and other stun decks, Konami's really pushing to bring back stun as a deck. Brionac, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, it got its errata, it's fine. Brain Control, that's interesting. Okay. El Shadal Fusion, ooh, wow, Shadal Fusion's at 3. You know, it would be at full power if we had Construct. Rest in peace, Construct. But we don't, so it's whatever. Future Fusion's at 3. Okay, it got its errata. And hypothetically, it's not that great now, because then you can just pop it, and it's just, eh. Mind Control. I think this is a dangerous play, especially since, considering, as you can see, it was limited. I think this is a dangerous move. Mind Control is actually one of the cards Konami promoted for the Link era and getting monsters for your Link summons. So, having this at 3, I think is pretty bold. Now, yes, it is non-searchable, but it is a targeting effect, but I don't know. Again, it's one of those things like Solemn Judgment where it's like, this is kind of creepy. Kind of nervous about that. Preparation of Rites at 3. I think this is really good. It allows ritual decks to kind of get back on their feet again. They've got pre-prep at 3. They got preparation of 3. I think this might be good in Vendread now, since we now have an extra copy of this. Even then, it's the best deck that this was used in is Nekroz. And sure, it's at 3. Brionac and Unicorn's at 1. I just told a lie. Sure, it is banned. I was thinking about preparation of 3, and that's why I said sure it's at 3. Sure, it's at 0. Brionac is at 1. Unicorn's at 1. So it's like, oh well. But we don't have Nekroz, but we can at least use this in stuff like Vendreads. Sacrifice. It seems Konami's really trying to push Klee as a deck again, especially with the release of Klee for Genius. But even then, it's like Scouts at 1, so that doesn't. It's not amazing, but it's whatever. Bottomless Trapholes at 3. That's really funny, actually. That's a really good card, and I'm laughing. Ceasefire's at 3. Again, stun decks. Ojama Trio. Konami apparently is not scared about the tokens that this generates for your. I mean, it's tokens for your opponent, but like but also just burning your opponent for like 1500. And then Torrential Tribute is at 3. That is so funny. Okay, that, I think actually having this at 3 and then Sacrifice and then Towers, that could maybe help Klee out a bit, because I saw some decks run Torrential Tribute with Klee. But again, with having Skill Drain at 1 and Scout at 1, it really just, it doesn't allow the deck to be where it needs to be ultra competitive. So, anyways guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Comment down below what you guys think about this ban list. I personally think it's eh. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a good healthy step. I think it's good. I'm sad about Pendulum Magicians because I really wanted to play Pendulum Magicians, Pendulum Magicians, but it is what it is. I think, I don't know, it was a healthy step. They were kind of, Konami was like, all right, we need to pull the reins back on Pendulum Magicians before something crazy happens and it becomes too overpowered, because we all know how much advantage Electromite in Pendulum Magicians gives. Like, honestly, I was actually just about to upload a Pendulum Magician deck profile with a bunch of combos and such, but then I saw this list and I was like, oh well, it is what it is. Now, but that being said, I'm still going to try and make a Pendulum Magician deck for you guys, because I really do like Pendulum Magicians, so I do want to try and bring that to you guys. Anyways, yeah, like, favorite, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.